So guys, welcome to the video. In this video, we are going to discuss our question longest substring with at most k unique characters. So in the input, we are given a string and a number k. What we are required to find is the longest substring with got at most. Yes, you are right, at most k unique characters, right? So it's very similar to the question that we have already solved. That was longest substring with exact k unique characters. This time it is at most k unique characters. Earlier it was exact k characters, exact k unique characters. Okay. Now let's understand our question. So what we are given is a string, right? We are given a string and we are given a k. So let's say k is equal to 2, right? So what we are required to find is the longest substring that exists with k unique characters and we have to return the length of it. So let's see some possible string with at most k unique character. So it can be our k is equal to 2, right? So it can be AAB, right? What will be its length? Its length will be 3. What else? It can be CD. Its length is 2. It can be ECE. Its length is 3 again. Right? Its length is 3 again, and it can be AB. It can just be C, right? There are some possible string which got at most k characters. It can't have at most k unique characters. Unique characters, right? Again, I want to show you this. For example, here it got AB. There are 2 unique characters, A and B. Here also, again, there are 2 unique characters, right? Not more than 2, A and B. So that's our question. Now, how we will solve it? Okay, so let's see how we will solve this. So it's very similar to the approaches that we have already discussed. So what we are going to do? Let's say this is our I. This is our I. So with the help of I, we are gonna traverse our map, right? We are gonna keep traversing and storing our maximum string. Let's see how. Let's see how we will do it, and just step by step we are gonna understand our steps. Okay. So what we are going to do first, what it suggests when in the question it is mentioned unique, right? So we know we got a data structure that tells us, right, whether we got a unique value or not a unique value. I mean, it stores the unique value for us, right? So with the help of that data structure, that is map, right? That is an order map. We are going to store our character and its frequency. Okay, then now let's see how it's going to help us. So we are at I, that is the 0th index. So we are going to store the character that is A and its frequency that is 1. Perfect. Then we move I again. Now again, this time what we do is increase our frequency. It is going to be 2 now because we got 2A. So we increase our frequency, right? Now again we move our I. Now we got a new character. So what we do is add it in our map. So B, and with what frequency? With 1. Now you move I. And what happens? What happens is we got C with 1 frequency. But C is already present in our map. So you can't include, right? So you can't include it now. So for that you gotta exclude. You gotta exclude a character to include C to your answer. Okay, so let's understand from the beginning. And this time what we are going to do is store. I will show you the length till now. Like we are including which characters, right? The length till now. Okay. So let's see what we are going to do. Also this time let's see it from the scratch from k is equal to 3. Okay. So our I is here at 0th character. So it's the new character. We store it here in our map, that is A with what frequency? 1, right? And our length should be in a numerical terms, right? But just to show you, let it be A, right? A is part of our answer, that is 1 length of course. Then we move again, our I moves here, right? And we included our frequency is going to get 2, updated to 2, right? And our answer is going to be A, right? So currently we got 1 unique character and it's valid. We are allowed up to 3. So now we move B again. We got a new character. We add it in our map. B with what frequency? 1. In our length we also add B. Perfect. So now we move our I again. We get to C. Its frequency is going to be 1. Perfect. And then we include C here as well. Why we were able to include? Because how do we know I want you to focus on how do we know that how many unique characters we got. Think about it. So if my map size is greater than k, what that means? That I got more than k unique characters. So whenever my map size is greater than k, I gotta do something, right? So until now, it is not greater than k. Okay. Now I move I, and now what happens? I get d character, and its frequency is equal to 1. Now I check that if my map size is greater than k, and then I got to know that my map size is greater than k. So I can't include d in my answer because that won't be valid. So to include d in my answer, I gotta exclude a character because at most I can have 3 unique characters, k unique characters, right? So how will I exclude a character? That's our question. So I will have a variable j that will help us in excluding a character. Let's see how. So my j is initially starting at 0, and whenever my map size is greater than k, I'm going to use the help of j to remove a character. Let's see how. So here my j is going to check that if the element where it is standing, is it present in our map? So we are going to get yes, it is present in our map. So we are going to reduce its frequency. It is going to become 1. Perfect. So then again we are going to check if our map size is still greater than k, it is still greater than k. And we are going to move j again, and this time j is going to check that the character in which it is standing, is it present in our map? Yes, it is present in our map. So if yes, we are going to decrease its frequency. And whenever its frequency gets 0, what that indicates? That the character is not present anymore, right? So if the frequency gets 0, we simply remove the character from our map, right? And then at the end, we increment our j. So that's how j helped us. J helped us in what? In excluding a character and removing a character. Now what is the string that we included? Is BCD, right? It's BCD, right? It's BCD, but it is not greater than our current length. So we are not going to include this. Also, you must be wondering that how we are actually calculating our length. So let's see how we are calculating our length. For that, I want to write the indexes here: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we are at the 4th index. So to calculate length, what I'm going to do is 4 minus, or let me write in terms of ij, I minus j plus 1. Let's try doing it. So 4 minus 2 plus 1. That is 3. Right. As you can see, the length here is 3. BCD. Perfect. So that's how we will calculate our length. Let me also write it here. Length is equal to I minus j plus 1. Simple as that. Okay. Now what we are going to do is move our I, because we haven't got our hidden answer yet. So we move our I. Perfect. So we get a E. So we put it in our map first, right? With what frequency? 1. Now we check that our map size is greater than k. Yes, our map size is greater than k. So to include E, we got to remove a character. So with the help of j, then we are going to check that wherever j is standing, is it present in our map? Yes, it is present in our map. So we are going to remove it. Its frequency is going to be 0. We are not going to remove it. We have decreased its frequency. But if its frequency gets to 0, we remove it. So if frequency got 0, so we are going to simply remove it from our map. Right. So now that we have successfully excluded this, we can include this E. Don't forget to increment J. So we can include this E. So what we got is CDE. That is still not greater than our current length. That is 4, right? That is 4. Perfect. So now we again increment I, we get C. And C is present in our map. So we increase its frequency to 2. Okay. And now what we get? What we get is CDEC. We get CDEC. It is of same length, of same compared to our current length. So let our current length remain our answer. That is 4. Right. Now let's see what is happening. We increase our I, we get E. So we increase E frequency to 2. And this time what happens? That we get a greater length. As you can see, 7 minus 3 plus 1, that is 5. So we get a greater length. So we will update our answer. Right? Our answer will be C D E C E. That is of 5 length. So this will be our new answer of 5 length, right? Then what we do is again increase our I, and this time we get a new character. So we put in our map A and 1. Now we got to exclude a character to include this character, right, in our answer, in our length. So we are going to exclude this. So we are going to check that whatever value that is present in our J, whatever value is present in our J, is it present in a map? Yes, it is present in a map. So we are going to reduce its frequency. It is going to be 1, right? And we are going to move this. And again, we check that our map size is greater than K. So we are going to keep remove it until we erase someone. So we decrease, we are at D, we decrease D frequency. It is going to be 0. Whenever it gets 0, we simply erase it. We simply remove it from our map. And then increment our J. So our J is here now. So that means we have successfully removed it. Now we calculate our length. Our length will be 4. ECEA. This right. So we don't update our answer. We move our I. Now we get B. So we store B here with 1 frequency, right? And one map size is greater than K. So I got to exclude a character. So my J is standing at E. So first what I'm going to do is reduce its frequency. It's going to be 1. Perfect. Then I'm going to increase J. The map size is still greater than K. Then I come at C. Right. I come at C. So I reduce its frequency. It is going to be 0. Right. So if it gets 0, I can erase it from my map. So I erase it from my map. And I increase my J. That means I have successfully erased it. Right. So now what I get is EAB is still, its length is 3. So it can't be part of my answer. I increase my I. Now I get C. With what frequency? 1. I get C with 1 frequency. So that means it's a new character. My map size is greater than K. Right. So I got to exclude a character. So with the help of J, I'm going to check wherever J is standing. I'm going to remove that character. I'm going to reduce its frequency. If the frequency gets to 0, I remove it. So yes, the frequency gets 0. So I simply remove it and increase my J. My J is going to stand here, right? And then I calculate the length. It is going to be ABC, that is 3. It is still not greater than my current length, and ultimately I'll get out of the loop, right? My answer will be 5. That is my maximum length. So now let's code it. The code is very similar to what we just discussed. Okay. So first, what will be required to us is a map, right? So let's create an ordered map that will store character, whichever character, and the integer, that how many, the frequency of that character. Okay, so I'm going to call it my map. Also, I'm going to create an answer variable that is going to give me the max length, because ultimately we need the length of it, right? Now we are given a string and a k. I traverse my string str.size I plus plus. So I extract the character. So char ch equal to str I. So now in my map, I increase what? I increase the frequency, that if the character is already present in my map, so I increase its frequency. Char ch plus 1. Right. So it's just a simple frequency character integer map. Right. Now the important part. Now I check if my map size is greater than K. So if my map size is greater than K, what I used to do? I used to check that wherever my J is standing, right? If which is that character present in my map, I'm going to simply decrease its frequency. And if its frequency gets to 0, I simply erase it. So of course I need a J. So my J is initially 0. My J is initially 0. So first, I'm going to extract the character, the jth character, that is str j. Perfect. Now what I'm going to do is wherever my j is standing, right? Map chc, I have to decrease the frequency here. So map character j minus 1. Right. Now I check if map character, if the frequency is 0. If the frequency got 0, that means I can erase it. So map dot erase character j. Perfect. And then of course I need to increment j. Okay. Then if I get out of the loop, okay, it is safe to calculate the length now because at most I got k characters. So I calculate my length. Length will be what? What we just discussed is I minus j plus 1. I minus j plus 1. And eventually what I need is a max length. So answer equal to max of my current length I calculated compared to the max length. And then I simply return answer. Now let's try running our code and see if this works or not. Okay, it's giving an error, unordered spelling. Okay, small error. What else? 21 line length, and here it is answer. We are comparing it with answer, right? Run it, run it, run.